Michelle Blair. In court, a woman who once said she'd kill her own children again and hid their bodies in the freezer delivered some scathing remarks about another criminal defendant. Michelle Blair shouted, "Pedophile-ass bitch," as she was led from the courtroom on Thursday, April 25th, at the Washtenaw County Trial Court during a man's sentencing for child abuse.
Everybody want to know, yes, I did kill her!
He allegedly sexually assaulted the child's mother's young daughter. A prosecutor claimed that after he negotiated a plea agreement to avoid having to stand trial, he was given probation. Blair received 2 sentences of 38 months to 5 years in prison shortly after, on top of the 2 life sentences she is currently serving at the Women's Huron Valley Correctional Facility in Pittsfield Township. This happened when Blair appeared in court in a separate case involving her own behavior while imprisoned. Ronnie Amadon. A local man allegedly threatened to kill his mother with an axe when she refused to buy him cigarettes, providing perhaps a vivid example of the power of addiction. Ronnie W. Amadon of 540 Union Avenue, Unit 2, was arrested on a charge of criminal threatening with a deadly weapon, a Class B felony, and was held on a $5,000 cash bail after his arraignment in the Lasonia District Court yesterday morning. When faced with being returned to jail, Amadon began shouting obscenities, then turned on sheriff deputies and security officers, 4 of whom combined to wrestle him to the floor and drag him out of the court, while a woman claiming to be his sister flew to his side. Officer Steve Orton stated in his affidavit in support of a cash bail that he was dispatched to Amadon's home shortly after receiving the information that a man was threatening his mother with an axe. The police dispatcher informed Orton that Amadon was inside the apartment but was not wielding the axe. When Orton entered the apartment, Amadon's mother, Carol Paquin, informed him that her son was in the living room and no longer had the axe, which was in the closet. Orton stated that he attempted to speak with Amadon, who was not armed but was agitated and refused to respond. After calming down, Amadon told Orton that he was upset with his mother for refusing to buy him cigarettes. Paquin told Orton that Amadon brandished the double-bladed axe and threatened to kill her. He also threatened to kill any cops who showed up, according to her. Washington State 11-year-old Karen faces charges after bringing gun to school. After bringing a handgun, around 400 rounds of ammunition, and several kitchen knives to his middle school in southern Washington State, an 11-year-old student was charged with attempted assault and other felonies, according to authorities. According to Kim Kapp, a spokesperson for the Vancouver Police Department, the youngster carried the other weapons in a semi-automatic .22 caliber handgun from his home on Wednesday with the intention of harming another student at the Frontier Middle School in Vancouver, Washington. According to Kapp, he informed police that a voice in his head had commanded him to shoot another pupil. Fortunately, everything in this circumstance was found fairly quickly. There were no injuries during the 2 hours when the school, located about 20 miles from Portland, Oregon, was placed on lockdown, according to Kapp. According to the declaration of probable causes by the arresting officer, police detained the child on Wednesday and booked him for attempted murder, unlawful possession of a firearm, and carrying a weapon to school. Then, when the youngster appeared in juvenile court, the attempted murder allegation was dismissed. He is being housed in an institution for young people. According to court filings, he said the voices commanded him to shoot another kid in the arm for calling one of his classmates gay and then shoot himself in the head. His arrest followed a succession of violent incidents, including 2 this week, that rekindled the national conversation about gun regulation in American schools. Robert House. During a chaotic court proceeding, a man who robbed former NFL wide receiver and Super Bowl champion Joe Gervasius was given a sentence. The 43-year-old prison sentence, ordered by Cuyahoga County judge, was labeled bullshit by Robert House. Sheriff's deputies wrestled the 24-year-old House out of the courtroom as family members yelled foul language. Judge Nancy McDonald received a "sick bitch" from one woman and quickly left the courtroom. When a judge sentenced Robert House to 43 years in prison for robbing former NFL wide receiver and Super Bowl champion Joe Gervasius, the court hearing for House came to an abrupt end. House yelled at the judge, calling the sentence bullshit, as sheriff deputies wrestled him out of the courtroom. His family members also shouted foul language. One woman stormed out of the courtroom after calling Judge Nancy McDonald a "sick bitch." The outburst, which was captured on camera and since gone viral, raised the question of how shocked or surprised one should be when learning of the punishment for crimes they have committed. A man could be managing his business and feeling on top of the world in a single instant. Then, the next moment, he is pleading for his release in a courtroom. Jason Dalton. Jason Dalton will be incarcerated for the rest of his life. The Cooper Township resident was found guilty of killing 6 people and shooting 8 others during a shooting spree in Kalamazoo County on February 20th, 2016, and was given a life sentence without the possibility of parole.
You guys are gonna have a hard time believing this, but it literally took over mind and body.
Judge Alexander C. Lipsey of the Kalamazoo County Circuit Court stated that many people have questioned why Dalton committed the shootings. That, as best as the court can see, is only known to you and your creator. Lipsey said before telling Dalton he would be sentenced to prison for life. By your actions, Kalamazoo has been given an opportunity to show the world, in the words of Desmond Tutu, that goodness is stronger than evil, love is stronger than hate, love is stronger than darkness, and life is stronger than death, Lipsey said. Dalton didn't say anything during proceedings. Then, Dalton entered a plea of guilty to 6 counts of murder, 2 counts of attempted murder, and a number of felonies involving firearms related to the shootings. Just before the procedure, wherein 112 potential jurors in Dalton's case were to be questioned was to begin, the prosecutor and defense attorney entered a guilty plea. Eric Pendland. A man who was given the maximum sentence for his crimes after being found guilty in a brutal case of child abuse is currently in prison. For many years, Sharon Lawson and her husband have taken care of abused and disabled children. In 2017, they started caring for the infant son of Eric Pendland, who was recently found guilty of violently shaking the child to the point of permanent disability. The boy's broken neck and traumatic brain injury left him unable to support his head up, hearing impaired, and nearly blind in both eyes. The boy was abused when he was 3 months old, according to prosecution. For the rest of his life, Eric will rely on others to bathe him, dress him, change his diapers, feed him, administer pain medications, Lawson said. Additionally, the prosecution claimed that Pendland's prior criminal history, which includes convictions for robbery and a federal firearms charge, meant that prison time was mandatory in this case, and they were requesting the maximum sentence. I would submit to the court that this entire record is devoid of any remorse by the defendant, said attorney Jennifer McLaughlin. But Pendland insists he's innocent. I've been falsely accused, I've been wrongfully convicted, he said. Judge Anthony Donofrio told Pendland the jury disagreed and found him guilty. After being sentenced to 11 years, the defendant bowed and shook his head before letting out one final outburst. Bass Webb. According to the judge's clerk, a man facing 2 counts of attempted murder spit on the judge during his arraignment in Paris. To answer charges that he attempted to run over Deputy Ryan Barkley and pretrial officer John Mason last week as they were waiting outside the Bourbon County Jail, Bass Webb, 30, appeared in court. Wednesday saw his not guilty plea. According to Dixon's clerk Gail Asbury, District Judge Vanessa Dixon, who oversees Bourbon, Scott, and Woodford counties, withdrew from the case because she is acquainted with Barkley and Mason. Webb then spit in Dixon's face, Asbury said. He basically didn't like that she told him she was done with him, said Asbury, who was in the courtroom during the incident. Webb was led by deputies from the courtroom. According to Asbury, no complaints about the spitting have been made. Additionally, Webb might be charged in nearby Harrison County for the passing of Brya Runowicz of Cynthiana. Webb tried to run over the 2 officers on Friday, and after doing so, he gave police a chase before his car caught fire. According to police, Webb confessed to killing a woman on Cynthiana's New Lair Road as he was being arrested. Runowicz's body was later found by police inside a single-family home at 1023 New Lair Road. Harrison County Clerk Kathy Kearns stated that no charges have been brought against Webb. What are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments section down below. If you found this video interesting, then be sure to leave us a thumbs up, and do not forget to subscribe to our channel, and click on the bell icon to be always up to date with the most exciting content as soon as it's uploaded. Thanks for watching. See you again soon in another video.